Hey, West Ottawa. This video is going to be about creating an item in ItemBank. So, if you have not done so already, you should have already created your assessment that you're going to be eventually putting this item into. You should already have created your passage that you may or may not be attaching an item to. And now we're going to move on to creating an item. So, you'll select item, you'll hit next, and then this is the first screen that you'll come to. So, you'll come here and uh, you'll type in your question. Again, typically my suggestion would be to create your tests in like a Google Doc. And so at this point, all you're doing is copying and pasting um, what it is that you want in here. But is West Ottawa the best school there is? Just so that there's something in there. So you're just going to hit, so again, multiple choice. There are a ton of different types of tests. We're going to go over those in a different part of the tutorial page. You can kind of scroll down and find those, save and continue. So once you've done that, it's going to look like it hasn't really done anything, but that's because it's waiting for you to put in your correct answers. So you or your answer choices. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to use this red minus arrow to eliminate two choices. You can also change the order of the choices, obviously. So I'm going to put yes and no. Obviously, yes is the right answer. So I'm going to click that green arrow. You have all that set up, and then I'm going to hit save. Then I'm going to come over here to details. So I kind of went over this with regards to passages, but basically you need to make decisions on who do you want to be able to view this passage or this item, excuse me. Do you want it available for paper and web? And then again, all of these other things, Bloom's taxonomy, Webb's depth of knowledge, all these are all things that are only going, the more you use, the more data you will be able to get in terms of how specific the data is. So a lot of these things I don't really mess with. This is kind of a discussion to have at a PLC level. And then again, I would set always add the test that it's the name of the test that it's attached to. So that way, when you're searching it, it's easier to find. Go through all of those different things and hit save. So then you're going to come to your standards. You'll go through, again, there's all different types of standards that you can go through. As you start to use more and more, your commonly used ones will show up here. So I'm just going to add this one in and then move on to this. Now, to go into your, to add a passage. So if you've already created your passage, let's say a map or something of that nature, you're going to go into, you'll select my passages and you can click search. You can further limit. So I have 87 passages. So that obviously that's a lot. You can type in keywords to search and narrow that down. But basically, and I'm just going to add a random passage here, but you're going to select, it will give you a preview of what that passage looks like. So this happens to be a cartoon from our industrialization test. You'll hit link passage, and now it is all set up there. You'll go to view, and so you'll see that this cartoon is on top with the question down here. It shows you the type of question it is. It shows you that it's available for paper and for online. And then again, as always, when you go to put a question into a test, it has to be published. So you'll always, once you're done with all your editing and you're sure you have it right, you'll hit publish. It's done. You'll come back to items up here at the top, and you will look for, the best school out there. And again, it's been published, so it's available, and then you can go about adding it to a specific test. You'll open up your test. I usually open up my test in a separate window, and I go in, boom, I add it right to that test, and it goes from there. So pretty straightforward. If you need more details on the different types of items, if you scroll down in that tutorial page, there are a ton of different videos that explain each different type. So we can go from there.